Hey everybody, and welcome to a very special I almost said Can 20 show with your favorite Caitlyn. We have so much to get to on this show, taking all your guys' questions live. But first, if you guys missed any of these shows, make sure you head over to yourrealityrecaps.com/BB20. You can watch them all back over there or on iTunes. If you're watching on iTunes, give 5-star rating, a nice review, or YouTube thumbs up and subscribe. Of course, you guys are watching right now on YouNow, so make sure you become a fan so you are alerted every single time we go live. We are having Caitlyn on tonight. She switched with Rachel. That is now going to be on Sunday. JC is on tomorrow. Scotty is on Saturday. And I don't know how I remembered all that. Just make sure that you're a fan here so you're alerted every time we go live. Of course, if you guys want to help support our show, consider becoming a patron at yourrealityrecaps.com/patron. You get access to the patron-only shows, prize giveaways, and the after shows like the one we're doing with Caitlyn and all the house guests after this show. Of course, you guys can always do a one-time donation at yourrealityrecaps.com/patron. And lastly, super excited to say, number one fan on this show is winning a Skype call from Caitlyn. But enough about that. Let's get to the lady you all want to hear from. It's Caitlyn! Hi, Caitlyn. How are you doing?
I'm so mediocre. How are you?
Why are you mediocre?
It's overwhelming. We just finished finale. We were in Vegas. There's just a lot going on.
Do you know what's a lot for me, Caitlyn?
You tell me now.
Okay, what's a lot for me was when I was watching Big Brother Canada at Canada 20. This is because you talked to me about Canada before, so now it's stuck in my brain. When I watched Big Brother 20 all season, and like most people in this chat room fell in love with Caitlyn. And then we were like, oh my god, Caitlyn's gonna go. And then production was like, Caitlyn's not gonna go. And then Caitlyn had to do a 6-piece puzzle, Caitlyn! It was 6 pieces.
Was it?
It was.
Yeah.
Why did you hate me, Caitlyn?
Here was the thing. Here was the bottom line.
Okay.
Here's the trajectory of it. So, you get told that the vote is 9-1.
Right.
Great?
Right.
Then you have 1 minute to rush upstairs while production in 30 seconds tells you the rules of what you're about to do. You begin the puzzle, things are looking up. You get all the pieces under the door, like you're doing fantastic. You put it together on the floor and then you realize each piece is about 30 pounds each. Right. I'm a 95-pound girl. There was no way I could lift it. Couldn't lift it. And then I just had this moment where I thought I heard a voice saying, just stop.
Right.
Like, don't do it. And I stopped. Like, I've never been one to not listen to my intuition, so I just stopped. And it was terribly, terribly scary. The whole thing was.
Was there, like, ever a moment when you thought, because I know a lot of us watching it, and honestly, I don't know why you wouldn't be able to answer this, was there ever a moment where you thought the rules were, get it through the thing into the house? Like, they only said, get it through and into the house. They didn't say put up on that stand. Was there ever a moment when you were like, it's together on the floor? Oh, they did?
They did. It was literally like, but you know what was so annoying about it? It was like, they give me the directions really quick, but they're not like good directions the way like you and I would talk. I'd be like, Eric, take the fucking pieces and put it under the thing and then put it back on the thing and then hit the buzzer and go. It was like, this competition is called the puzzle, whatever. And it's like I literally like don't care right now. Like, tell me what the hell I'm doing. But the one thing I got out of that was that I had to stand it back up on the other side. So,
okay, so it did have to be.
Yeah, it had to. Although when I look back, I'm like, I probably could have gotten away with it because they never said it live on TV.
We all were like, oh, Caitlyn should be arguing right now. I hope during the commercial break, Caitlyn is arguing and being like, you did not say I had to get it. You just said in the house. It was in the house. I am done. Give me it.
Yeah, no, I couldn't. Wait, 1 second. JC, if you're going to watch this from the den, you need to lower it.
I was just going to say.
We hear your backlash. You need to go into the other room.
Yes, we're getting my feedback, JC. For the love of God, it's called a headset.
If you want to watch the production, please go to the bedroom. You could hear it?
Yes, I was just gonna say, is there someone else there? Well, I mean, I wasn't gonna tell anybody that JC was there yet.
I'm sorry, guys. I had to call him. No, it's my cat watching it on his phone. Go run, please.
Run
Close the door.
now, JC.
I live with a little child.
By the way, everyone, JC will be on the show tomorrow night at 7 p.m. You can come and ask him your questions then. All right, speaking of questions, we have a ton for you, Caitlyn. Let me remind everybody right now watching in chat, go ahead, spread the word, square, megaphone, up arrow, let everybody know that we are live. If you want to leave your questions, you can leave them in the chat room right now. Lindsay will be grabbing them, or you can tweet me them with hashtag YRRLive. Just make sure you click the fan button so that you can go ahead and leave your questions in the chat room as well. I want to take the first question from the chat. It's from Annie, and she wants to know, you got this from a ton of people, if you were on the jury, who would you have voted for to win between Tyler and Casey?
I feel like I would have voted for Casey to win, but I don't know, based on, like, if I was sitting on that couch for the round table and we really got into it and I had time to discuss with all those other people in the house, I don't know how it would have switched. Mm-hmm. I just personally, when people say Casey didn't play the game, I think that's BS. Like, she had her strategy. She was laying low and she did it, whereas with Tyler, as much as I love the game that he played, because he played a good game and a very big brother game, I got the shit end of the stick, and, like, I was emotionally played. So, like, I don't know. I just thought Casey played a more fair game.
And I get it. And I mean, I think myself, I feel like that was kind of Tyler's flaw in the game. I just feel like the only thing Tyler really did poorly was manage that jury. I don't think he made people feel like how you say you feel. I think he needed to do better at that in the game. Ed Rizzo wants to know, you're puzzled to stay in the game and the shock of your eviction was one of the most memorable things from pre-jury. Was there any thought to slowly passing the pieces, like we said, through in the correct order, but then not doing it on the floor, building it like on the stand? Or was your thought always like, I can't lift the pieces up, so I'm just gonna stick with it on the floor?
I didn't have time to think.
Right.
So, like, that's the thing. There was no strategy. There was nothing. It's like you go from boom, 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 and I literally blacked out the entire thing. Like, there's nothing. I can go back and do the what ifs or this or that. Like, I didn't have a strategy, and I just did the best I could in that moment. If this was not a competition that was my life on the line, right, I would have done great. You know?
I think there is no way, and I know that people will disagree because they will say, oh, it's pre-jury, to which I will say Jason Roy, but I see no way Caitlyn doesn't play again. I see no way Caitlyn does not play this game again. So that being said, of course, another question that you're getting from a ton of people is there anything that you think you would do differently if you played the game again?
Almost everything. Every single thing. But you know what's so, like, good about this experience? People still say this to me and they think I'm insane, and all power to you, you can think that, but I still actually think that I'm going to win Big Brother one day. Like, I actually do. So I feel like it's going to be a very Rachel Riley situation. Like, came in the first time, like, people thought I was a little cuckoo-cuckoo, and then I'm going to come back and just kick everyone's ass.
And God knows I love Rachel, and Rachel and I are friends. I don't think Rachel was liked her first go-round, and I think you were liked your first go-round.
I am really liked my first go-round. I mean, there's a lot of people that do like me, but I mean, I can't go on Instagram or Twitter without being attacked. Like,
why? Because of Tyler? Because, okay, so let's talk about this for a hot second and then move past it. So why? Because people feel like, was it the boyfriend before you went in the house thing? Or, like, what specific, like, why are there specific?
The main things that I get are, how could you use Tyler's father as a strategy in the game, which my friends, I can't even get into how upset that makes me. My friends and family know that that's not something I could make up, even if I fucking tried. Like, I physically can't. So that was one thing. And the other thing was like nobody really knows like what was going on in my heart and like how my mind shifted. And people's opinions and hearts and feelings change all the time.
Right.
I was on national television, so when people are like, she's so fake, she's inauthentic, I literally couldn't be more real. I actively, in front of the entire world, decided that I fell out of love. Like, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I mean, people have a really hard time with that, like, and I understand it, but yeah, I get.
I mean, like, I think a lot of people liked you with Fest. I think, like, a lot of people wanted you with Fest. It seems weird now because what I want to say was, like, oh, let's say you stayed in the house and things worked out the way that they did. Like, we know now Fessy went with Haley, Tyler went with Angela, but I just have to say, I kind of maybe wanted Kaitlyn and Feste. I mean, I love Haley. I'm not saying I don't love Haley and Feste together, but I want like a sitcom of Kaitlyn and Feste together.
Well, here's the thing. I actually never, ever thought of Fesse in that way. He's not my type. Like,
Really?
Oh my God, not even at all. I love him to death. I look at him like a best friend. And we have like a tight relationship. I mean, like, I'm like the small Jew and he was like the tall Muslim kid. And like
Right.
our friendship made no sense, but we somehow just became best friends. And I was actually really like, I was kind of into the idea at first of him and Haley getting together because I was like, dope, like my two best friends are hooking up. That's amazing. But then I started to get really nervous because Fesse and I had said on day one, we have each other till the end. And then I thought to myself, there's no way in hell he would pick me over the girl that he's hooking up with. I gotta find someone else, which is when I got really close with Tyler.
Right. And I, like, what, or I guess I want to say, would you regret, you got this from a lot of people, do you regret at all the specific targeting of Swaggy, or do you still feel like that was your best game move in that moment?
It's so hard because I really don't have regrets, but I don't know if it was the best game move, but it seemed like in that moment, it was the only choice I had. I'm being told by Tyler that he's talking so much about me. I'm at the bottom of his totem pole. And in my head, so who cares about Faute? It's week 2, and I'll be damned if the entire country is watching this kid talk crap about me, and I'm in power, and I'm just like, love you. Like, I just didn't want to come off as, like, stupid. So I figured, stupid or not, I'm going to make this major move. No matter what, it's going to be iconic, whether it's true or false. So I'm just going to do it.
And I think that's why it's hard for me to say why people would say they wouldn't be a fan of you. Because all we want, I think, as people watching sometimes is people to make big moves. So I don't, it's frustrating when people say, oh, they don't like it that when you make a move. I will say, I'll give you some positivity. I see people like Kate Blonde in the chat says, Kaitlyn, we do know that you had a change in your love life after BB20, but I'm just wishing you great love and light in your future, whatever you decide or whatever you're doing. What is your situation? I see a lot of people asking, what is your situation now with people like Fessy and with Tyler? Are you guys friends now? Is it, you know, like, is everything good post-season?
I have a lot of love for all of them. You know, they're all so busy. I've had obviously time to adjust. We all had a really nice weekend together. We all got along, you know, really great at finale. I think once the dust settles, I would really like to have a conversation with both of them just because, you know, I've had time to think about it and I have like a lot to say, but now is just not the time. But I love them both so much and I'm so glad that they're happy and in love and it's exciting for them.
I really think you, and I think it's why you have so many fans that are here right now. I'm sure JC will tell you about the chat room, but I think people like you that play this game are become fan favorites because you come out and just like you said, like you get the game. You get that it's a game and the moves are a game and you're not taking things personal and you do want relationships with everyone. So I think that's the type of person, I know for myself, I love seeing out of the game in the real world. And I see a lot of people in chat saying that as well. Well, so then that being said, from the chat, Anne wants to know, is there anyone that you plan on not keeping in touch with now that you're out of the house, or is it still just you want relationships with everyone?
I'm not necessarily striving for relationships with everybody, but, it's their loss if they don't want to be my friend. It's fine. I'm definitely not going out of my way to, like, make plans with some of these people, but I certainly don't have ill will on any of them. And, like, I do, in the most cliche way, like, send them all love and light. I do.
So since, Lindsay wants to know, since you got home and when you were watching from home, was there anyone specifically that you were rooting for to win the game? Like, was there anyone that you hoped made it all the way that I guess didn't, if it's not Casey or Tyler?
Haley. I really was rooting for Haley. Like, she was one of my best friends in the house, and although my last week got a little messy and sloppy, like, I loved seeing her play because, she's 21 years old, and I've never met a girl that's as mature as she is. She carries herself beautifully. Like, she just is such... I was just so proud. So, there's such a stereotype sometimes behind, like, the blonde Southern girl, and she just was not any of those things. She was stunning. She was beautiful. She was smart. She was competitive and charming, and I loved watching her. I did.
I agree with you. I felt like I was blown away by the moves and the maturity that she played the game with at such a young age.
She's incredible.
Yeah, I think it's incredible. I think next time she needs to not, out her power, but...
Oh, that was hard. That was frustrating.
That was very frustrating.
I was screaming at my TV. I was like, no, don't do it.
What are you doing? A lot of people asking in the chat, did you watch the feeds when you were home?
So I told myself that I was only going to watch 2 minutes per week. Now, the 2 minutes that I somehow would turn on every week, my name was brought up.
Okay.
Which was very strange. Like, JC was cleaning the kitchen with my shorts and made, like, a memorabilia for me on the table, which was very kind. Or we had...
Was that kind? I remember what it looked like.
No, it was not kind, but him and I can cross that bridge later.
Okay.
Just, like, they would always just be, like, talking about me, and there was part of me that was just like, why? Like, why is this still happening? And meanwhile, I'm at home being very, like, respectful and not bitter, because I'm not, and I miss them, and I'm still being spoken about. And it was frustrating, but then there was another part of me that was like, they don't know anyone else in common, and this is the only, like, thing they have to talk about. So I didn't take it too personally.
I also feel like I have this argument in defense of you guys as players every season, and it frustrates me. Like, I think people don't realize sometimes that you guys are all in the game, and even sometimes the players that are outside of the game watching, and you will say things because you're still playing the game. In other words, it might have been beneficial for JC at that moment to hate on you in front of Tyler and Feste to build his bond with Feste, not necessarily that he meant it, for example.
Right, exactly.
So, and I think people don't realize that sometimes. Fans that are watching the show don't realize that sometimes.
And will I ever know, like, if it's true or not? No, but I don't really care. Like, we're out of the house and the game is over.
Right. Which is why it's good when you can just be like, game's game, and move forward. Steve Romero 1 is just making sure that I'm supposed to tell Caitlyn, your hair looks great and loving it, go completely blonde. So
thank you. I don't know if I can go completely blonde, but I like this look for now.
Steve's got a fetish. Nicole in the chat room wants to know, I guess she kind of has a two-part question. So the first part is, of course, we cover all seasons of Big Brother. We wrapped Big Brother Canada right before we started ours, and we played a game called Things Derek Looks Like. Because there were a lot of things that Derek from BB Can looked like during Mr. Beans, sometimes a traffic cone with that hideous hat. So, Nicole has a two-part question. Number one, is there anything that you think Derek looks like? And number two, you've been spotted around town a lot with Derek. Are you two dating?
I don't know what Derek looks like. Derek looks like Derek. I mean, he's so cute. Like, I love him. He's a good friend of mine. But he, like, lives in Vancouver. Like, we'll see what happens. I'm actually going to see him next week. So, I mean, he's really nice to me. I'm just trying to...
I have okay, this is all you have to, okay, you're blushing. This is the only thing you have to make sure with Derek. There's only really one thing that annoyed me about Derek.
Okay, what? I'll tell him.
Well, he knows. Oh, I yelled at him about it on this show.
Okay, what happened?
He loves to wear a white sock and have it get like really dirty and like black on the bottom and then keep wearing the white sock. Like, just bring him black socks.
Okay, no, I'll bring him black socks, I swear. And we'll take a picture and tag you in it.
Perfect. Jackie wants to know, do you think that any of your housemates will continue to mediate? Maybe she means date? Because I don't know what they'd be mediating.
Does she mean meditate?
Oh, she means meditate, not
think?
mediate. Got it. So do you think they will continue meditating?
Haley might. I don't think Scotty will, unless I'm with him and I can lead him through a guided meditation, but Bailey definitely will. Bailey does. But no, I mean, Brett will not.
Brett won't. I'm now remembering that I made a horrible color choice with my shirt today. I actually have a question from Eric from Reality Recaps. He would like to know, Caitlyn, what color is my aura?
Can you take your hat off, please?
No.
Then I'll tell you later.
You can't tell me. I'll show you after.
Yeah, show me after.
All right, I'll show you after. But everybody was like, "You're red. You're red."
You're not red. You're not red. Well, I know you're not red. And red's not a bad thing either.
Oh, wait, why is red not a bad thing?
No, that's such a misconception. People think that red is bad. Every color is good. It's the different personalities. So for me, when I see red is a very compassionate person, very fiery, kind of sexual. Like,
I'm red.
You're not red. I know you're not red. I know you're
Can
not
I be blue? What's blue?
Blue is very sensitive.
Oh, I'm blue. I'm totally blue. I'm blue all the way then.
You are. I'll tell you what I think you are.
Okay. I want to take a question from Flynn Charming. Flynn, who says, Jonathan Bennett, a.k.a. Aaron Samuels, a fan on Big Brother, has he told you yet that you were one of his faves?
So Jonathan Bennett actually didn't watch this season.
Oh, he did.
No, we didn't. That's a misconception. But we met him at Hearts of Reality when I got out of the show in Orlando. And we became really good friends. And he was just so nice and so sweet and did the whole October 3rd thing with us. And we're like, ew, you're like so cool. But yeah, no, I mean, I would love to see him on Celebrity Big Brother.
He is dating one of my good friends, James Vaughn.
I met him at the event too. He was a really nice, and James told me that he was looking into coaching certification programs to become a life coach.
I love James is the best. James used to be on Amazing Race, and James is the best. Samantha TRN in the chat wants to know, how shocking was Sam's HOH speech? Was it hurtful or just hard to understand where she was coming from? So
it was both.
It was
she. I mean, at a very early point in the game, I started to realize that, like, I couldn't really figure this girl out. Like, anytime she'd act one way, then 5 minutes later she was another way, and I had a really hard time getting a read on her. And I would have never expected that her speech would go where it did. And I found it to be disgusting, for lack of a better word. It was gross.
Do you think it was jealousy? Because, I mean, I think a current theme that I saw on social media was a lot of people feeling like, while Sam was saying female empowerment, girl power, she was also very much like willing to throw her game away for Tyler. Some might say obsessed with Tyler. And so do you think it was a jealousy thing? Like she thought maybe you were too close to the guys and that's how she wanted to be in the house?
I think that there were a lot of things that Haley and I did, whether we got away with it or not, that I think subconsciously, yeah, maybe she wished that she could do. But that being said, none of that bothered me. The one thing that got under my skin was when she kept, like you said, kept pulling out the female empowerment. When for me, like, I'm so big on women supporting women. always. That's always how I've been. Like, I'm very close with my girlfriends, like my mother, my grandmother, my aunts. Like, that's just how I am. So when she pulled that, it was really hard for me to understand what that meant. So for her, female empowerment means just being a strong woman that can fend for yourself and make your own money and do your own job and whatever. And that's great. But I just think that we are from two different places. We were raised two different ways, and we just don't see it the same.
Right. I mean, I hope Sam comes on this show. I know that she is, like, in the woods right now. I hear she has taken... And I think that's great. Like, I honestly think, like, going and recentering yourself and taking a break is great. I hope that she's doing well postseason.
I hope she can learn from a lot of the things that, she said or did. And I don't know. I hope she can.
It'll be interesting to see because she's obviously has not come out and said really anything postseason. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with her. I also want to say Lady Katie in the chat just said, Caitlyn, please, you need a YouTube channel. And you made one this week?
No, I am making one this week.
Perfect. If you need any help, let me know. You got this question from a lot of people too. I'm going to take it from Parawolf. Would you ever consider doing Survivor or Amazing Race? And if yes, who would you want your partner to be on Amazing Race? Okay,
I would do. You know what I realized through Big Brother? I didn't realize how competitive I was, and actually how good of a competitor I am when it came down to like actual competitions. Like even with that tree competition, like I was up there for a really, really long time. And like, I thought it was kind of cool because I've never been in a situation to like do that.
Right.
So I'm really into now just trying things like outside my comfort zone. So yeah, I would do either of them. If I did Amazing Race, I would want my partner to be...
It doesn't have to be a Big Brother person, by the way.
Oh, it doesn't?
No, well, I mean, I pick a Big Brother person, but if there really is someone in your real life who you would like to do it with, tell us that person too.
If I could pick anyone to do Amazing Race with, I would choose... It's got to be someone funny that's going to keep me laughing. Mm-hmm. It's going to be you.
It's going to be... Oh, I was already asked and turned it down.
No!
The person that I did, used to do a lot of these shows with, who is still around here doing cooking shows on Tuesday nights, John Richardson, when they were doing the social media edition, they wanted us to do it. And I said, no way. And here's the thing, Caitlyn, I won't eat anything disgusting. I'm terrified of heights. I can't do a push-up. No, we wouldn't make it to the air. Oh, you have to drug me on Xanax to get me on a plane.
Yeah, no, it's a show for you.
We would have been the laughing stock of Amazing Race.
You know who I would pick? I would pick Rachel.
That would be great.
Because we have so much fun together, and we would be like singing musicals the entire time, and we're just like badass. Like we would do really well.
I would love to see you and Rachel on there, actually. Oh God. Lori R. and Flynn in the chat room want to know, I can't believe you guys this is a serious question. Have you ever been told that you look like Nicole Richie before?
Never.
Forever and ever.
All the time, since I was like a child.
I also saw people in the chat room saying we saw on the backyard interviews on finale night that you and Marissa seem to have a friendship. So are you guys like friends now postseason?
Yeah, Ross and Marissa were so incredible to me when I got off their show. And they were the first people I saw right before I got my phone back and was told everything. And they just like prepped me. Like they didn't tell me what happened, but they were just like, here's our personal cell phone numbers. They gave me crystals from their own like collection. Like they were just so like protective over me. And we just kind of built this friendship. And I love Ross and Marissa so much. I owe them a lot for just helping me stay sane.
Good. I love when they support. I love when there are people that support you guys postseason because I feel like you guys don't get enough support postseason. Who from the chat room? Who or what was the most aggravating thing for you or about being in the Big Brother house?
The most aggravating thing, truthfully, was Sam's, attitude and perception of myself and Haley. Like that, it wasn't it just pissed me off so much. I'm such like a feminist that like it actually like, and I couldn't go off. I couldn't stand up for myself truly in the way that I wanted to. And I just like felt the energy of my friends from home saying like, you better stand the hell up for yourself. But you can't. Like you literally can't. You gotta keep your mouth shut. So, I mean, that was really the worst thing.
I want to grab a question. I'm sorry, Twitter. I'm not ignoring you, Twitter. Lost and Concrused on Twitter says, Caitlyn, did any of your initial impressions of the house guest changed as you watched the game play out?
Yes.
Who?
Like Angela, she in the beginning was just, you know, she was just she didn't do much. Like the very first competition, she killed it, and then she just laid low. And then all of a sudden, she started playing the game, and I was like, "Whoa!" Like, so it didn't change for the bad, but I was actually kind of impressed that like I was just a little nervous for her because I saw what everyone was saying about her, and I was hoping that she didn't just slide to the end without doing anything. But she played. She played. So you know, she wasn't just like the quiet girl. Like, you know, in the end, she actually.
Right. I mean, I honestly do feel it's not fun for us to watch. Like, as fans, we don't love it. We don't want to watch anybody sleeping until jury. But it is a great strategy if you're trying to get to the end of the game. Let everybody else fight it out and you just lay low. Now, you have to have the ability to win stuff once you make it to jury if that's your strategy, which she did do. But I agree. Like, I know a lot of people don't like watching it, but...
No, but she proved herself. I mean, that's the one thing that, like, you know, my friends and my family that going into the house, they were like, there's, like, no way that Caitlyn's actually going to win this, but she will certainly put on a show. So, like, well, at least just, like, do your thing. And, like, maybe you'll win, like, a comp that, like, has a $5,000 prize. Like, I couldn't do that. But, yeah, if I go back into it, I will definitely be
good. I love it. I'm going to take a question from my nemesis.
Please.
She's from New Jersey, and her name is New Jersey Girl.
Okay.
And we fight all the time about how Long Island's better than New Jersey. So, and how New Jersey's the garbage pail of the United States. Whatever. Here's her question. Caitlyn, you have moved out of the cesspool of disease that is Long Island. Was your move motivated by the fact that a piece of your soul died every day when you were on Long Island, or did you just learn that you were that close to Eric and had to get away? So did you enjoy your time on Long Island, Caitlyn?
Let me tell you this, New Jersey girl.
Thank you.
Get her. Long Island is absolutely the best place in the entire world. I can eat a bagel 3 times a day, a slice of pizza that will be better than any pizza you've ever had in your life. I can shop. I can drive. I can be 5 seconds away from New York City. I mean, like, the food is just so much. And, like, I like the people. Like, they might be a little bit, like, you know, like pish posh, but, like, I like it. And they're my friends.
Exactly. Thank you. That's all we needed to tell her.
New Jersey girl, I do love you. And I have a lot of friends from Jersey, but, like, Long Island.
It's not our fault that the whole United States puts all their garbage there. Don't take it out on us. Mama Twins wants to know, are you considering to do any fan meet and greets? You got that from a lot of people, too.
Yeah, of course. I just don't know, like, where you guys want to meet me. It's really hard to even, like, come to the term that, like, people want to meet me. You know what I mean? Like, it's weird.
Really? It's weird for you?
Yeah.
I think you have a lot of people that want to meet you. And I think with you being like in LA and you being so close to the other people, I feel like there's an opportunity for like you guys to get together and do several, even if it's like group, you know.
Well, the one thing I will say, and I said this when I got out of the house, is I don't think that I'm going to be doing a lot of just meet and greets where you stand on a line and then you meet me and take a picture. There's no way. It's going to be you buy like a $5 ticket and you come to a talk. Like I'm going to speak about something, whether it's, you know, my experience on the show or like my journey coming to this point or just something that you can walk away with being like, oh, I got something out of that aside from just a picture.
Right. And that's good. I love that. I think that's great because, I mean, a lot of people, I mean, I think people do know, but you do life coaching. You do have, like, things that you, real life things that I think would help people that you can
Sure.
offer them to more than just being someone that was on Big Brother.
Yeah, exactly.
Um, N Wig wants to know if there is any one specific thing that you could do over in the house. Is there any moment that you would want to do over?
I would have voted to evict Sam.
Really?
Yeah, that was the one moment that it went wrong because had I voted to evict Sam, I would have seen what the power was.
Mm-hmm.
I would have seen that it was just a puzzle where Tyler was telling me whatever this power app is going to get me and my whole side in trouble. I would have seen it was just a power app. I would have won. I've seen it was just a puzzle. I would have won the HOH and I would have put him up for lying to me.
Interesting.
So
I
the
do.
whole thing could have changed.
All right. So then now speaking of competitions, I'm going to take it from Kentucky Girl says, what comp was the hardest for you to play in? And was there any comp that you wish you would have got to play in this season?
Well, the hardest comp was the puzzle.
Okay.
And I would have loved to play in like the comic one or OTAB. I mean, these are just classic competitions that I didn't even get the chance to do. So,
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. The Powerwolf says, was there any previous house guests that you were really excited to meet in Vegas? Because, like you said, you guys were there, the big fan meet and greet. They say they saw you having a great time on Devon's Insta story. Was there anybody that you loved meeting from the BB community when you were there?
Well, Cray and I have a bit of like a funny banter, like where it's like I'm mad at you, no, like you're mad at me, and we've never met. So like it was nice to meet him. I loved, and I hope I don't get backlash for this because she's an incredible person, and I hate when people do this, but I loved meeting Christine. I loved her. Her and I had a bit of a bond because we went through kind of similar things on the show.
Yep.
She's unbelievable. She's a really, really, really nice person. Davon and I buried some stuff under the rug. She was a little upset with my actions on the show, and we were able to put that behind us, so that was really special. And like Josh is one of my very best friends at the moment, so just hanging out with Josh and being with Jason. I mean, just everyone. I had a really good time with them.
I will say this in case there are new people watching who may not know. While we do comedic recaps around here, very few times over the past years we have done serious shows. We actually did one with Christine about depression and suicide, and she opened up and talked all about what it was like for her with what she went through on Big Brother and what that made her feel like after being treated like she was an adulterer for hugging someone or whatever.
I'm glad you guys did that because I mean, yeah.
She's the best. No one needs to tell me. My point is you guys can go check that show out if you don't know what we're talking about what happened with Christine. That is on the website. Steffi wants to know, how did your strategy change once you got into the house? Was just the experience different than you expected?
Yeah, so when you go into the house, it's weird because like you think if you get into that show, you think like, oh wait, there's a chance I could win this. So you start thinking about your best attributes and like, how you are as a friend and to your family, and you think like, okay, like I just need to be like my personable self and like everyone will love me and like I'll make it to the end and it'll be great. But when you get into the house, immediately these alliances start forming. Immediately you see people whispering and you just lose it. Like I completely lost myself in that game. So any strategy that I thought I had going into it, it was just play it by ear at that point because you're just doing your best not to freak out.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
Starlet wants to know, Starlet7 wants to know, Caitlyn, since you were the only person who kissed Casey, does she have soft lips?
The most soft lips ever.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Kilograms in the chat wants to know, Caitlyn, do you have any tips on how to get cast? ... I'll say maybe that should be one of your YouTube videos.
It will be. But the one thing I can say about it is you literally cannot be anybody but yourself, because these casting directors, they don't know what they're looking for when they come into it. They're just seeing like, oh wait, I kind of like that personality. Like, let's see if it fits with this one. Like, they're just trying to like fit this puzzle together. Fuck puzzles, but they're trying to fit it together. And if you somehow like meet what that is, like you can get on. So never go into it trying to be someone from last season. They don't care. Like, they don't care.
Right. Crystal says, Caitlyn, we've seen in other seasons where sometimes they bring when they bring people back, sometimes they will make you play as pairs. Is there anybody that if you had to play the game as a duo with someone that you would want to play as a duo with? It doesn't need to be from your cast, anybody from BB history that you would want to play with.
Two choices, and I'm gonna get shit on for this because they're both men, but they're funny. And again, I need to laugh. Either Zach Rance or Brett.
Well, I don't think Zach would ever play again, but
Probably not. But like, those are two guys that just like crack me up. Like, I need someone that's just like, first of all, Zach is just like a Jewish Boca guy. Mm-hmm. Like, him and I get along really well. Like, I need someone. I just need, honestly, I need a Jew. Who's Jewish that played?
Eric Stein, America's Favorite.
America's Favorite.
I'm trying to think who else. I can't remember, but yeah, like, no, that would be good.
Not a
lot. You got this a lot. Speaking of auras, people. So Nicole said, "Can you tell us what color was Sam's aura, and specifically, do auras change over time, or is there just one? Is there you just stuck with one?"
That's a good question. So the only way that I would see an aura change over time, like that really has never happened to me, but people do say that your aura can change throughout like the years and the trajectory of your life. Let's say you go through something really tragic or whatever, go through like a spiritual awakening, your aura might change. Sam was green. You can look up the definition of what a green aura is. I don't want to get into it. You can just tell me if you think it was...
Okay, green. Yes. Got it.
Yeah.
I have a serious follow-up question.
Sure.
What if you start out, let's just say you're a blue, but through unfortunate life events, you end up in New Jersey by a lot of like toxic garbage? Can that change your aura color?
No.
No, it can't. Okay, good to know. Jessam wants to know, what are your thoughts on the post-BB showmances? So I guess let's just start with Haley and Feste. Are we loving that showmance?
I honestly love all of them. I really do. I love the most Tyler and Angela just because it was like so, it like happened later on and they got to know each other first and there was nothing there, but then it developed, and I think that's really cool. Whereas, Bailey and Swaggy were really quick, like in and out, and then Feste and Haley was kind of like problematic in the beginning and then like made its way, but then they ended up cute. I love all three of them. I really believe in Tyler and Angela.
Okay. I feel like, Caitlyn, I don't know where you're going to go with your YouTube channel. I'm going to talk to you. We're going to talk about it more when we get to the end about the stuff that you're doing and stuff. But a lot of people are very fascinated about aura. I am shocked at how many aura questions you're getting. I kind of want you to know the answer to this. Sparkly Eye says, is auras something that you can and would read for people online?
Yes. I just have to be careful because there's just like a lot that goes into it, and I feel like some people, for me, it's not something I not joke around about, right. But it's like, it's not something I can control, and it's something I see, and I don't want to just tell someone their aura if they're just gonna make fun of it, or if they're not coming from a good place wanting to know,
Exactly. You know what oh my God. I'm sorry, everyone. I just want to make it about me one more second. Caitlyn, do you do the thing? This is what I've always wanted my whole life. Do you do the astrological chart where you can tell people what you do that?
No, I don't do it.
Oh,
but
you don't do that.
No, I'm not really into astrology, but I have like a lot of friends. I have the right connects if you'd like that.
All right, I'm fascinated by that. Christmas gift chat room. Liza, I meant to say this before. Liza was asking about shows that you would do, and we see now a lot of Big Brother people going over to MTV and The Challenge. Is The Challenge anything a show that you would want to be on?
It depends on where I am in my life. To answer right now, the only reason why I would do it is like for financial reasons, like if it's gonna pay me a lot. But I mean, I'm trying to like become a self-help author and like a life coach. Like it doesn't seem like it would be necessary.
I mean, believe me, those people need some life coaching and self-help and that. How I feel like that is Big Brother on crack. I feel like they over there will kill each other. Will H, and I apologize, I have a horrible memory, but Will H wants to know, did you ever find your bracelet? I don't remember you losing a bracelet.
Well, I think he's referring to the $85 bracelet that Feste broke of mine.
Oh, that bracelet, yes.
So I got it fixed. Yeah, I got it fixed.
You got it fixed. Good. Mad Chatter, I saw a few people saying this too. Mad Chatter wants to know, Caitlyn, where can I get the shirt that you're wearing?
Target for $12.
Really?
Yeah.
God, I love Target.
Same. I live for Target. I would have a sleepover at Target any day.
Target's the best, and people who say otherwise are crazy. Again, a lot of people like him saying, oh my God, Caitlyn, we love your hair. Courtney wants to know, what about what Sam said to you, in the storage room when she was the robot. So when you two kind of had that interaction in the storage room and that, like, is there anything that you want to say about that interaction with Sam?
So the way that came off on television, I mean, it was super edited, just as far as like cuts and whatever. So it wasn't like Sam said, well, Caitlyn, like, that means you wouldn't be able to go in the hot tub with Feste. And then I just said, okay, bye. Like, that's not what it was at all. It was me saying, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, since when am I not allowed to, like, be in the hot tub with my friends? Like, there was definitely, like, an exchange there. And then, like, she apologized. And then I told her, she was like, can you go get someone for me? And I was like, okay, bye. And, like, walked out. But she was super heated. And all I was trying to do, it came off also a little aggressive on my end. It's like me being like, Sam, this is what I do. But she was just freaking out. She was like, Caitlyn, what would I do? What are you going to do? Like, what should I do? And I was like, Sam, enough of the pity party. Like, let's get it together. Like, you're a strong woman. I know you're capable of this. I watched you in the competition. You can do it. Like, get off your ass and let's win the veto. And, like, it just came off like...
Well, that's editing. I mean, that is editing. Editing can be good. Editing can be bad. I will say some of my favorite... What?
What did you think of my edit?
I mean... I'm watching the live feeds, and I also have a horrible memory, but I don't feel like you got a bad edit. I feel like production was rooting for you. I feel like production wanted you in that house and wanted you to stay there. I feel like they liked you. I think one of my favorite things, and I think everybody's, I have to say, your gifts postseason, I know a lot of people talk about, are our favorite. I deserve a daytime Emmy. Speaking of the edit.
Like, when I got home, my parents were like, Caitlyn, like, we were cracking up when we saw that because it aired at night. And I was like, yeah, but my diary room session was during the day. Like, the day for me. I
think casual people. I mean, the good thing is, look, you have hundreds and hundreds of people here now. I think everyone that's here now is live feed watchers. So I think like everybody here understands the scope of like the things that happened with you in the game. And I have to say, I cannot even believe that we have like 10 minutes left on this show with still... yeah, I know. But this is good because when we get to about 10 more minutes, we're going to tell people where they can follow you, your YouTube. We're going to get into all of that because they're going to want more Caitlyn, and that's where they're going to go to get it. But let me try and go through some of these quickly. Janice wants to know, Caitlyn, would you consider doing singing in the future like you did in your younger years?
No, I'm not like good anymore, like at all. It was just like a fun little thing I did when I was younger, but I'm not. No.
Okay. Bruno's thumb wants to know, can you hook me up with Brett? I think he's so hot and fun.
Sure.
I'm not allowing that. But I will switch over to this question from Katie on the same note, wants to know, and I do too. Which one of the boys were the hottest to watch work out every day?
Brett.
Oh, good. That's the correct answer. If you would have said anybody but Brett, I would
Yeah,
have been like,
just all the boys in the house. No, because like Fest would like take breaks, like look at himself and like fix his hair, and like Tyler just didn't look like, I don't know, he looked fine. And JC is not an option. Hi JC, and you know.
Hi, JC watching. I also saw people asking, speaking about like people taking what you do seriously. They were saying, have you? Well, let's start with have you watched the show back yet?
Yeah, I watched some of it. I mean, I've seen the majority of the clips from each episode. Have I gone back and watched every single living moment of me on the show? No.
Okay, so specifically, they wanted to know, did you see your whole third eye meditation montage, and what were your thoughts on that? Like, did you think it was funny? Did you not think it was funny?
The first time I saw it, I thought it was funny, and then I remember I saw it a few days ago, and I was just like, I knew that my edit would be a little bit of like a mockery of what I do, but for me, it's like so serious. But you know, again, I don't really actually care what other people think about it. So, and the people that are spiritual and like get it, they're like, oh my God, they would edit someone like that. So it's whatever.
I think you do a very good job of representing who you are out postseason and in the real. I don't think anybody's confused on or I would hope not. I think you do a very good job on, showing people who you are. I saw a few people say, I'm going to take it from Sergio M, who wants to know, how did your friendship with Winston and Rachel come about in the house? Like, what drew you to them in the game?
Wait, hold on. You want to see something?
Oh, sure. Show me something. Oh, here we go.
We're here. What in your pants?
Oh, boy. All right, hold on. Wait, hold on. Hold on. Let me zoom out for everybody. Here we go. Here he is. Uh-oh. Hi, Oh, hold on. Hi, JC. Why can't I hear him?
I took a nap.
You weren't watching?
No, I took a nap.
Talking about
But
you.
I fell asleep.
I'm that boring.
Sorry.
I swear to God. Get out.
Seriously. JC. You fell asleep during the show?
Yeah, you
I
don't.
did fall asleep. Look at my face.
You're legit tired. I'm
gonna remember that tomorrow, JC.
I'm not coming to your interview.
Okay, fine. Wait, is that... Oh, no, that's not Derek. There's another Derek in the chat room wants to know, what did you think of the That's So Caitlyn video?
That was funny.
I don't remember what that one was. What was it about?
It's like That's So Raven, but
Right.
like That's So Caitlyn, and like it's just like me seeing the future. I mean, it was funny.
Interesting. Denise Loves BB wants to know, Caitlyn, had you won Big Brother, what would you have done with your winnings?
So I really, really want to open my own like meditation center one day. I've already trademarked the Zen Den, so you guys can't touch it, but I want it to be just a cool place where people can come, and like there will be like a little like coffee shop and like acai bowls and smoothies and green juices and crystals and oils, and you can take a class and relax and just hang out. So that's what I would have done to, put down a down payment. But now I just have to wait a few years and it's okay.
Or find an investor.
Or find an investor. That's cool.
You got this from a lot of people as well, wanting to know, what did you think about Brett's speech in the moment? Obviously, the one mocking you, I think that was the POV one. Did you think it was part of his, character that he was playing, or what are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I mean, I was so annoyed in the moment because I was like, cool, like, awesome, you're so cool. But, like, that's Brett, and he was just, he's really good at, like, playing the character. The true Brett that I know, the one that very few people get to see. I mean, he is sweet and sensitive, and he's gone through his own stuff, and he's an amazing person. And is he really good at, having this crazy side and showing this character? Absolutely. He's very entertaining, but there's more to him.
Okay. All right. I want to take this final question from our town, and he wants to know: is there anything that you learned about yourself that you didn't realize before going in the game that you've now realized coming out of Big Brother?
Yeah, and it was so sad. And I'm sure a lot of people can relate to this. But I fell into this thing where, I was in a relationship for 5 years, and all of a sudden I'm not with him, and I don't have the attention, and I have nothing. And I rewatch it, and I realize just how much I was seeking emotional validation from men in that house. And that was hard for me to watch, because as a strong, empowered woman, why should I need that? Why should I need any other validation other than the one I had from myself? So that was hard to watch, but ever since I left that, I have my own coach. I've been working on it. I've been dealing with it, and I've found myself again through that. But people think that I'm not a human being. I deal with my own shit. I'm not perfect. And that was hard to see, but thank God I am self-aware enough to realize that that was a thing.
Well, I love that. I love people being self-aware. I feel the same way. I try and be very self-aware, and I love people who are as well. Now, I want to tell everybody, or actually here, I want to do this first. We're going to get into your social media stuff in a second, but like I said, you have thousands of people here actually watching you live. I kind of want to give you full screen to say whatever you want to say to your fans that are here now watching you and supporting you. The floor is yours.
Thank you. I just really appreciate for those of you that have gone out of your way to be so kind and to send me these messages. I see every single one of them. Even if I don't answer, I see them and I appreciate them. And it's 2018. We are coming on 2019. And let's just keep working together to empower each other, because it's not helping by us bringing each other down. It's not helping. And if you add to that, what is that doing for you? So I just appreciate the love. Keep spreading love. Keep spreading light. And hopefully you guys will see me on a show soon so I can keep doing that for you. But aside from that, I love you all. And I just really appreciate all the support.
I love it. Okay, so let me remind everybody again, JC is going to be on the show tomorrow night. Scotty is going to be on Saturday. Rachel's going to be on Sunday. And we're working it out to get the rest of these people on if they ever follow me on Twitter. So make sure that you guys become a fan here so that you are alerted every single time that we go live. And now I want to say, where can they find you? Where do you want people to be following you on social media?
Well, my Instagram was hacked, but then it got unhacked. So now I'm struggling to bring back my followers. But my Instagram handle is Kaitlyn_Herman, KAITLYN_HERMAN.
Okay.
My Twitter, what's my Twitter name?
It's right above you.
Oh my God, it's
KAIT Coaching on Twitter.
And I'm about to make my YouTube channel this week, but it's gonna be Kate Coaching.
Okay, I love it. And now people were saying, what are you going to focus on this YouTube channel? Is it going to be
it's all going to be wellness, coaching, spirituality, how you can turn obstacles into opportunities, lifestyle, mindfulness, namaste, love and light.
I love it. I love it.
I'm going to do a few I'm very obsessed with Bravo TV, which I don't it's next level. So I'm going to do a few recaps on how to mindfully watch the Real Housewives.
Oh my God, I want to do a Bravo recap show with Caitlyn.
We'll do it we'll be mindful about it. We'll be noticing their triggers and what's happening.
Oh, so be serious. I know I do comedic.
It'll be funny.
Okay, perfect. I know I know we do comedic shows here, but my degree is in psychology.
Oh my God. So we're gonna really comedically go into what's happening with them.
I love it. I think that is the best because we do. I will do it with you. I will do it wherever we do. We cover Bravo shows here. I always read I just do one podcast, which is just reading the Housewives blogs. Yes. Because a lot of people miss them, so I just read them and get into it. Look.
Wait, what's your favorite?
My favorite Housewives?
Yeah,
I mean, now Atlanta. It used to be Jersey, but then Jersey just went like, and I can't stand OC, and I don't know why people love it so much. Sorry.
No, Atlanta delivers. Atlanta delivers.
I love Atlanta. Well, look, Caitlyn and I and all of the patrons have so much more to talk about right now. We're going to go head over to the patron show for the after show. So thank you guys so much. Congratulations, by the way, Becca, for being the #1 fan on this show. Yay,
Yeah.
Becca. Congratulations, you guys here on You Now. We will see all of you guys tomorrow with JC. Patrons will be there in 1 or 2 minutes. Bye, everybody. Bye, guys.